Michael sat on the front steps of his family's small wooden house, his elbows on his knees, staring at the dirt road ahead. He could hear his father inside, talking loudly, his voice full of frustration. Michael is the firstborn. He is supposed to take us out of this poverty. What is the point of all those degrees if he's still broke? Michael clenched his fists. He knew his father meant well, but the pressure was suffocating. He had done everything he was supposed to do. He studied late into the night. He walked miles to school when they couldn't afford bus fare. He graduated top of his class at the University of the West Indies. But what did he have to show for it? Nothing. The job market in Trinidad was hard. Companies were laying people off, not hiring. But his father didn't want to hear that. Find a way, Michael. Do whatever it takes. That was what his father always said. Michael sighed deeply and rubbed his face. He felt like a failure, a complete disappointment. The only one who never pressured him was his mother. She would rub his back, tell him not to worry, remind him that God had a plan. But her words felt empty. Plans didn't put food on the table. He stood up suddenly. He couldn't sit here any longer. He needed to talk to someone. Michael met up with his best friend, Brian, under the old mango tree in the village. It was their usual spot, a place where they could talk freely. Brian leaned against the tree, arms crossed. "Michael, you look stressed, boy. What's going on?" Michael exhaled. The usual. "My father wants me to get rich. Now, as if money just falling from the sky." Brian nodded. "I know things rough. But Michael, you have to hold on. You're smart. You'll find something." Michael shook his head. "I don't know, Brian. Sometimes I feel like a waste of time. I did everything right and I'm still struggling. I feel trapped. Sometimes I don't even want to be here anymore." Brian's eyes darkened. "Don't talk like that, man." Michael looked away. "It's the truth." Brian placed a hand on his shoulder. "Listen, you're not alone. This economy bad right now. Even people with experience can't get work, but you have to stay strong." Michael forced a smile. Yeah, but inside he didn't believe it. That night, as he lay in bed, staring at the ceiling, his father's words played over and over in his mind. Find a way. Do whatever it takes. And for the first time, Michael considered doing just that. Michael never thought he would go down this road, but here he was, standing outside a small hut deep in the bush. The place smelled of incense, something burning, something rotten. The air was thick, almost heavy. The Obeah man sat cross-legged on the floor, watching Michael with sharp, piercing eyes. "You seek wealth," he said in a deep voice. Michael swallowed. "Yes." The Obeah man nodded slowly. "And you are willing to pay the price?" Michael hesitated for a second, then nodded. "Anything. I just want to be rich." The Obeah man smiled. The ritual was strange. He chanted words Michael didn't understand, waved objects over his head, and made him drink something bitter. When it was done, the man leaned in close. "From tomorrow, your life will change," Michael's heart pounded. "And the price?" The Obeah man grinned, showing yellow teeth. "Don't worry about that now. Go and enjoy your new life." Michael left the hut, feeling nervous but hopeful. The next morning, his phone rang. "Michael, this is Mr. Ali. I heard about you. Come to my office. I have a business opportunity for you." Just like that, everything changed. Mr. Ali was a well-known businessman. He owned a chain of supermarkets across the country, and he wanted Michael to partner with him. Within months, Michael was rich. Not just comfortable, wealthy. He had cars, a big house, investments. His father's chest swelled with pride. "My son is a rich man. He took our family out of poverty." People in the village respected him. They admired his success. Women chased him. Friends surrounded him. For the first time in his life, Michael felt truly free. The years passed in a blur of luxury, 5 years of wealth, comfort, and celebration. He had forgotten about the deal until the Obeah man returned. Michael sat in his large office when his phone buzzed. Unknown number. When he answered, a familiar deep voice spoke. "It's time to pay." Michael's stomach turned. "What?" The voice remained calm. "The price for your wealth." Michael swallowed hard. "What is it?" The Obeah man's next words made his blood run cold. "Your mother." Michael felt like the air had been sucked from the room. "Number, I can't." The Obeah man chuckled. "Every year after that, one of your siblings, until they are all gone." Michael's hands shook. "I won't do it." The voice darkened. "Then your life will be taken." Michael gripped his chair. "There has to be another way." The Obeah man's tone was final. 3 months. Decide. The line went dead. Michael sat frozen. What had he done? Desperation and a way out. Michael stopped sleeping. He lost weight. The guilt and fear ate him alive. Brian noticed. "Michael, what's going on with you?" Michael hesitated. Then, finally, he told Brian everything. Brian's eyes widened. "Michael, this is serious." Michael let out a hollow laugh. "You think I don't know that?" Brian took a deep breath. "Listen, have you tried Jesus?" Michael frowned. "Jesus? My pastor is a real man of God. Come with me. Let him pray for you." Michael hesitated. He had never been a church person, but at this point, he had nothing to lose. Deliverance. The church was small but full of life. The pastor listened carefully to Michael's story. When Michael finished, the pastor said, "Son, you made a deal with darkness, but Jesus can break any curse." Michael's voice was hoarse. "How?" "You must surrender your life to him." Michael hesitated. He had spent so long chasing wealth. But look where it got him. He closed his eyes. "Okay." The church fasted and prayed for days. Then something happened. The nightmares stopped. The fear lifted. The Obeah man never returned. Michael lost his wealth, but he had peace. He had to start over, but this time he did it the right way. And this time he wasn't alone.